Oh, there's no doubt Barack Obama was frozen solid after he heard what President Trump said when he turned to the camera with a historic accusation. We're going to show it to you here in a moment. Before I get to that, if you're new here, tap the red button down below to subscribe and then hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when the latest news is published. Let's jump into the story from Talia Kaplan from Fox News reports that President Trump called the Russia probe the greatest political crime in the history of our country. And he labeled his former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn a hero in an exclusive interview that aired on Fox Business with anchor Maria Bartiromo. Trump's comments during the interview on Sunday Morning Futures come just after the Justice Department this month moved to drop its case against Flynn in a stunning development that follows internal memos being released and raises serious questions about the nature of the investigation that led to Flynn's late 2017 guilty plea of lying to the FBI. Watch.
It was the greatest political crime in the history of our country. If I were a Democrat instead of a Republican, I think everybody would have been in jail a long time ago, and I'm talking with 50-year sentences. It is a disgrace what's happened. This is the greatest political scam, hoax in the history of our country.
Well, it is the biggest
and people should be going to jail
seen.
For this stuff, and hopefully a lot of people are going to have to pay. No other president should have to go through. And I'll tell you, General Flynn and others are heroes because what's happened to them, they weren't after General Flynn. They wanted him to lie about me, make up a story. And with few exceptions, nobody did that. There were many people. I watched K.T. McFarland the other day. I watched where she was knock, knock, FBI, you know, the FBI, okay? This was all Obama. This was all Biden. These people were corrupt. The whole thing was corrupt, and we caught them. We caught them. And what you saw just now, I watched Biden yesterday. He could barely speak. He was on Good Morning America, right? And he said he didn't know anything about it. And now it just gets released right after he said that. It gets released that he was one of the unmaskers, meaning he knew everything about it. So he lied to your friend George Stephanopoulos.
Oh, yes, they're all liars. President Trump also reacted to top Obama administration officials, including the former Vice President Joe Biden, as you heard, purportedly requesting to unmask the identity of General Flynn, whose calls with the former Russian ambassador during the presidential transition were picked up in surveillance and later leaked. The list of names was revealed after it was declassified in recent days by the acting director of national intelligence, Richard Grenell, and then sent to GOP Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson, who made the documents public. The unmasking concerns events between the November 2016 election and Inauguration Day 2017. Let's watch.
But let me tell you, Brennan bad, they're all bad. Everyone. Clapper is, not smart guy in charge of intelligence. But here's the thing. It was impossible for it to happen without the man that sits right in that chair in the Oval Office. He knew everything.
Do you believe President Obama directed the U.S. intelligence agencies to spy on you?
Yes, he probably directed them, but if he didn't direct them, he knew everything.
Once they couldn't find collusion
evidence. You're going to see that when the papers came out. Remember the Lisa Page text to her lover saying POTUS wants to see everything? POTUS. They're not talking about me. I wasn't president. They're talking about POTUS wants to see everything. Well, there was a meeting
on January 5th in the Oval Office. President Obama was there. Vice President Biden was there. Clapper, Brennan. And that's when the Logan Act came up. So should we believe that they were looking for collusion evidence? They couldn't find the collusion evidence. There was none. So they said, let's just use the Logan Act to take it down.
First of all, they snuck around White House counsel. They went to see a very unsuspecting General Flynn. He's a general. He's not a lawyer. They said you don't need a lawyer. And they started asking him questions. And they probably brought up the Logan Act. And they probably scared the hell out of him. But let me tell you a little secret. They go knock, knock, and ask K.T. McFarland the way they knocked on the door, and many other people. With Mueller, that whole thing turned out to be a total fraud. The whole Mueller investigation's a fraud. It was all part of the same deal. But what they did to General Flynn and others, we know about General Flynn. You'll find out about others, too. What they did to these people is a international disgrace. And all over the world they talk about it. because this is not America. And hopefully the people involved are going to pay a big price, because it should never be allowed to happen again.
This is what we've been waiting for, all them to pay a big price. What President Trump did right there was historic, accusing a former president of criminal actions. He said this was all Obama. This was all Biden. These people were corrupt. The whole thing was corrupt, and we caught them. Finally. He later tweeted out on Sunday that the Obama administration is turning out to be one of the most corrupt and incompetent in U.S. history. He stated here that, they quote here, "Remember, he and Sleepy Joe are the reasons that I am in the White House." So this is what we've been waiting for, friends. Finally, some justice, the unmasking of General Flynn and the people who were behind it, leading all the way up to the Oval Office of Barack Obama and Biden involved. We're going to watch this closely as it develops. Comment below, and we'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Thank you for watching that report. I don't know about you.